What's poppin'? Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Brandy, and as you can see, this is a different backdrop. Well, I mean, it's just the wall, but I mean, whatever. But I haven't posted in so long, and that's because I've just been so busy the past couple of weeks, like the past month actually. Like I moved from Georgia, then I went back to my hometown Jersey, then I had to go back to LA. It was just like a lot of traveling going on. And now I'm in South Korea, y'all. You already know. So right now I'm in government quarantine, and I've had to stay here for 7 days. And I have this jacket on because I have not been able to wear it since I bought it like a month ago. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just wear it for the video because it looks nice, so I'm gonna wear it. So I'm wearing it. So today I will be talking about my experience getting here, because it was definitely like a lot. Now there are like so many videos, like I have a ton of videos out there about like the process and what happens, but I feel like mine is gonna be a little different because I had got here the day before they changed the mandatory quarantine from 10 days to 7. So the government changed the rules, so you had to get your COVID test done within 48 hours instead of within 72 hours. So that's what I did. I think my flight was on Tuesday, and I got my COVID test Sunday because it's 48 hours, and from like the time you get the test to like the time you depart. And so once me and Sierra, I went with my friend Sierra, once we got to the airport and I got in line, I don't know, the customer service person that she had was nice, but mine, I just felt like it was just gonna be a problem because I was there for so long. She was like looking at all of my papers, looking at my KTA, my COVID test, and then she was just like, she kept holding like the line up because she was like looking at it, and she was talking about how the COVID test was Sunday and it was like 42 hours already, and I was just like, this lady does not let me get on this plane. I will literally, and Sierra's like in the corner just like, what's going on? And I'm like, I don't even know. So she's like talking to the guy next to him, and then like they're conversing, and then he's like da da da, she's like da 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 da, like shaking her head, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm really gonna have to like pay for another COVID test. But then like eventually she like lets me, she's like, okay, this is fine. And so then I put my bags on there, and I was over with my bags, and I was just like give me a break. But she was like, it's fine, just make sure next time you don't come with like, over 50 pounds. And I was like, I knew that. And so then we get through TSA, and then we're waiting for our flight. I'm getting my phone situation straightened out because I had put the Korean SIM card in my other phone that I had bought, because I have two phones. I have my American one and then one that I specifically bought unlocked so I can put the Korean SIM card in. And then once we do that, we hop onto our plane and then we fly. We flew Air Canada, which I've never flown that many hours before, let alone I've never flown Air Canada before. But when we got on the flight, they gave us lunch and dinner, and it was okay. I mean, I don't really have anything to compare it to because I've never had in-flight food before. But I mean, there was something about it that was just like, this kind of tastes preserved, like they cook it up and they put something extra in there to make it stay kind of fresh. But it was cool because I was hungry, and it was like a 11-hour flight. But, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, so before we got on the flight to go to Incheon, we had a layover in Canada, and this layover was 21 hours. 21 hours, y'all, in the airport in Vancouver. So after we get off the flight to Vancouver, we're like shuttled, and apparently because of the COVID restrictions, we can't stay like where the gate is, so they take us downstairs, and we had to like go through this whole process. Then again, I got held up by the person that I was with and was like, oh, like, you're not going outside, you have to fill out this paper, da da da. And then Sierra just walks right by, and she's like, what's going on outside? I don't know. And so then like they make me fill out this paper, and then I have to wait in line, and I have to go back. And then so we're talking to the security guards downstairs, and they're like, yeah, you can't get back up. And so then we're forced to just wait in like where you first enter to go and check in. We're like forced to just wait there for 21 hours. So we pick like a little spot with like a cord thingy, and then we just wait. Those 21 hours were so long. Like, I'm glad I had someone there because I don't know if I could have done it by myself, because we were literally just not doing anything. There was like restaurants and stuff, but it was just like basic, like A&W and Tim Hortons, which I wasn't complaining because I haven't had that since I like went to Canada like 5 years ago. But still, I was just like, are you serious? Like, we gotta wait here for 21 hours and we can't go anywhere else. And if we like leave or go like outside the airport, we have to do our COVID test again. And then we didn't want to do that, and we were afraid that like once we had to go back into our gate, they were gonna say something, then we had to take it again because we were like down here. After the 21 hours, we had got breakfast, and then we went up to the gate, and we sat down, and the lady came over and was like, oh, are you going to Korea? And we're like, yeah. And they're like, okay, we need to see all your papers. And I was like, okay, bet. I went first. She's like, do you have your KETA and stuff? I was like, yeah, here it is. And then she looks at my COVID test, and then I'm like, I just know it's gonna be a problem. I just know it's gonna be a problem. And so it was a problem. And she's like, oh yeah, this is like past 48 hours or whatever. And then me and Sierra are trying to explain to her that we've been in the airport of Vancouver, like we haven't left for this whole 21 hours. So like it's still originally 48 hours, like we haven't left, we've just been here. And so then she talks to like someone else, and then they like chit chat for a while. And then she tells us, she's like, okay, well, I don't know how they're gonna like deal with it over when you get to Korea, but like you need to tell them that you stayed like here in the gate the whole time and you didn't like leave the airport or anything like that. You're gonna have to take your test again. And I was just like, no problem, no problem, we're gonna do that. So we're all good to go. We board the plane, and then we head off to Incheon. And so then that's when we get on the plane, and then the food is there and stuff. It was kind of low-key like, because there was a guy that was like not next to me. It was like my seat was here, then like his was like diagonally, and he kept like not having his mask on, like, and every time when the flight attendant would like walk by, he would put it up and then he would put it down. I'm just like, are you serious? Like, everyone has their mask on, and you may not have to quarantine, but I gotta quarantine if I have COVID. Well, I gotta quarantine regardless, but like, if I have COVID, it's gonna be way worse for me when you get to like quarantine at your home or something like that. So put your freaking mask on. What the heck? But I slept for the first 4 hours. Sierra slept the whole, like, basically the whole ride there. I only woke her up to get food and stuff because I didn't know she wanted food. She didn't even want food. It's just me. After I slept for the first 4 hours, I just watched movies and then went in and out of sleep for the rest of the flight because the flight was a total of 11 hours. So once we landed in Incheon, we got all our stuff. Then we exited the plane. So I like watched so many YouTube videos of like what happens when we like get there, and it was nothing like the YouTube videos that I watched. Like, there was no line of people, there was nothing like that. We literally just walked through, and we stopped at this section where we had to fill out a paper that we had to put like our name on it, the reason that we're here, the address that we're gonna be staying at, the our phone number, and then like the Airbnb's phone number and stuff like that. And then after that, we had walked, and we had to walk through like the COVID thing. And we had to stand there with like this machine that like told us our temperature. So we just stood there, and then it showed us our temperature. And then I'll put like videos and stuff that I took up here, so it'll be a little bit more clear. But I have a vlogging channel now. If you haven't seen it, I have my vlogs up from when I was in quarantine, if you want to check that out. After we went through the COVID machine thing, we went to the, like, there was like this blocker thing where it had like 2 stands, and there were people looking at our passports and our KTAs and all that extra stuff and telling us about quarantine and stuff, which I got held up again because he's like, oh yeah, you have to do another COVID test. Like, and I thought he was saying that my COVID test was like 24 hours, like wasn't 48 hours, so I had to do another one. And I was like, oh, well, why do I have to do another COVID one? Is it because this one like expired? And then I guess he didn't understand what I was saying, so he got like so many people to try and translate, but they didn't understand English. And then like I was held there for like 5-6 minutes, and then he called someone, and then that someone was talking to me in English, and I was like, yeah, I understand. And then like we stopped, and then we like left. And then after we did that, we walked over to this person that was standing there, and we had to show him our passport. And once we did that, he directed us to this line of like workers where we each had to go, and then they explained it to us that we had to government quarantine, and this is the self-checkout app, and then this is everything that you have to do. And I was like, okay, cool. And so then we get into a line, and this was the only like line that I had to like wait in. And in that line, we met like a girl that was here for teaching. Actually, we met her while we were filling out our papers. People are so nice. Like, when we first got off the plane and we were all filling out our papers, everyone was like, all right, good luck, bye. And we were just like chatting and stuff like that. And that's how we met these 2 people, this guy and this girl. And Sierra got the guy's information, and I got the girl's information. And then yeah, we saw her back in the line, so we were just like talking with her the whole time, but she's still in quarantine at her Airbnb. And so then after we got through that one line, we were waiting, and then when you got called up, they had to take your picture, and then they had to like mark your thumbprint. Then they were like, okay, now follow this person. So we had to follow that person. Once I got to her, she was like, okay, what's your name? Is this like your birthday? And then she took another picture of me, and then like your fingerprints. And then she's like, okay, now you're free to get your luggage. So after that, I was waiting for Sierra, and then we went to at baggage claim to get our luggage, and we were like the only ones there, probably because we were like the last people off the plane. But we got our baggage, and then we went to the money exchange because we had to exchange like coins, you know. So after we did that, we went past this like the money exchange thing, and we had to get like a little paper, and we had to like sign it. And then once we did that, we went fully up into the airport where all like the convenience, not the convenience store, but the little shops were. They directed us to go sit in this little like this thing with all these benches, and there was a sign that told us, we don't know where you're going for quarantine, it's like 10 days, like, so don't ask us to sit here. You can be waiting 20 minutes to 2 hours because only 20 people can be allowed on the bus to go to the hotel. And so then we were just standing there like, okay, but like, because it was like blocked off to a point where like, oh, like, can we not get snacks? And so then I went up to them and I was like, can I go to the convenience store to get snacks? And he's like, yeah, just hurry up. So then we like ran. I was like running, and then I didn't even know what I was looking for. I was just like, oh my gosh, she said hurry up, so I'm gonna hurry up. So I got like some snacks, some candy, and then Sarah went to go exchange her money because she was using card. And then I saw the girl that we met, her name's Aaliyah, and then I saw her, and then I was like, hey, like, we're getting snacks and stuff. After I got my snacks, we went back, and then they shuttled us to, well, they like herded us to this other waiting area. They asked us if we were like military, and I was like, nah. And then I was just like waiting, and then like this whole argument broke out between like this Korean guy and then this like Indian guy, and he was like speaking in Korean, and then apparently he was going to Africa, and like he was waiting a long time and they haven't got back to him. So like the argument was breaking out, and I was trying not to look, you know, mind my business. Then after I passed the line, he asked us again if we were like military, and I was like, no, I'm not military. And so then we got put to the left because there's like a line to the right and then a line to the left. So we got put to the left, and then there we waited until like a sizable amount of people came, and then they were like, all right, you're going to your hotel. And so then we boarded the bus, and then I'm like, what hotel are we going to? And he's like, oh, you're going to the Ramada in Yonge. And I was like, all right, the Ramada. Okay, I looked up videos of the Ramada, so I thought it was like pretty good. Our plane arrived, and we got off the airport at 5 p.m. and we got on the shuttle at 9 p.m. So I was tired because like I had stayed up like the night before. And then I like fell asleep, and then once we got to the hotel, we couldn't immediately get up. But then once we did, we had got our luggage from underneath, and then we went into the hotel, which I know they can't help us, but they saw us struggling with all these bags we had, and they was just letting us take them inside. But they were patient and waiting because I was the last one, because I had like a big bag, and I was like, all right, since you're not gonna help me, I guess I'm gonna take them in one by one, and then everybody's just gonna be waiting. And so then once you got into the hotel, there was you looked right, and there was like seats for everyone to take, and we had to fill out papers like how we're paying for the stay, that we're going to be staying there for 10 days, but if the government says so, then it can be reduced to 7. Then it wanted to know our dietary restrictions, if we wanted vegan or anything like that, and of course I didn't press anything like that because I was gonna be hungry. They assigned us our room. I was looking online, and some people were like, oh, if you're nice to them, if you wait to the end, like one of the last ones, you might get the nicer rooms. But to be honest, I don't think it matters, because they do it according to like room 101, room 102, room 103, room 104, you know. And I was the last one, and they just like handed it out as you kept going along. Like, I don't think it really matters. Once they gave us our room assignment, they also gave us some snacks like ramen and milk or like drinks and stuff like that, and then we had to go get our COVID test. Y'all, the COVID test, let me tell you, he stuck it so far like back in my head. Like, I saw like Sierra came out, and then she's like, yeah, no. And then I went in, and I was like bracing myself, and he started laughing, and I was like, oh, you want to laugh at my pain? Because I know this is gonna hurt. So he was like, are you ready? And I was like, no, but I mean, gotta do it, right? So he like sticks it, and I feel like he was like being a little lenient, because I was like, you know, and then, but I still felt it in the back of my brain, like, you know, the empty spot back here. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, I never felt anything go back there before, and I'm literally feeling it. I hate this feeling. And he's like, there you go. And I'm just like, thanks. And then I'm just like, my one eye is just like this, and I'm low-key like tearing. And so then after that, we get our bags and then we head to the elevator. And mine and Sierra's room is next to each other. I'm on like the left and she's on like the right. And then we get into our rooms and yeah, then we got to stay here for 10 days. But then like a couple days ago, they said, oh, like it's been reduced to 7. So, and I get out tomorrow, which will be the 10th, tomorrow at 7 a.m. So yeah, that was my experience coming here. I know it was like a lot, and I hope this video makes sense because I know I was like talking fast and like going through everything fast, but I didn't want to forget anything, and I'm like losing the sun since I'm using like natural light. But yeah, I'll go into more details in like future videos, and also like more and more details in my vlogs, which you guys should watch, and I'll link it like I said. But if you guys have any questions, just comment and I will gladly answer them. And I will see you guys in another video. Bye.